mighty for God, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's hands, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know on the land. I wanna know on the land.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ABC Amber Television Live, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely here in Houston, Texas. It's always a privilege to come to you with Ambazonia Restoration Struggle, Ambazonia Restoration Struggle News. Thank you for tuning in, especially those of you tuning in from Ground Zero. Thank you for glowing onto ABC this evening. Again, it's a pleasure to be with you today. I'd like to welcome all of you Ambazonian refugees on Ground One, wherever that you may find yourself, in Africa, in Europe, in the UK, in Asia, in China, in the continental USA, everywhere you happen to be. Welcome once more to ABC Amber Television Live. And of course, I am your anchor man, and I'm very excited to come to you today with very interesting developments coming from the Ambazonian struggle and of course from around the world. We're talking about what is going on out there in Afghanistan, the Taliban taking over in Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, taking over the whole country essentially. We're going to be talking about that with my panel and of course so many other things to talk about. As usual, for those of you joining by way of Facebook, let us hit the 700 figure in the next 5 minutes. I think it's easy to do that. We're almost 400 already, as I can see here. So please, if you are here on the platform, go ahead and hit your share button. Let us hit that 700 as soon as possible. So much to take home tonight, and I want to see that we have this platform saturated. Let's saturate the platform, everybody. And while you are doing so, I like to do some housekeeping before I come to you with the presentation proper for today. So please, again, go ahead, hit your share button for those of you who are joining by way of Facebook. I see the numbers are jumping. The next 4 minutes, we need 700 people on the Facebook platform. I know YouTube is also running, so that is great. Please go ahead and quickly populate the platform. I got so much to bring to you tonight, and I really wouldn't want anyone who should be here, who want to be here, to miss it. So please hit that share button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that share button. I will be coming to you with my panel in about in the next few minutes, but I just want to remind you, fellow Ambazonians, of Indian draft that is coming up not on Saturday. Indian draft is coming up not on Saturday as originally scheduled. Indian draft is coming up on Sunday, not on Saturday. And this time we are drafting for one of our best out there, and I am here referring to General One Kobo out there in the Indian County. This Sunday is Indian again. It is not Saturday. I understand the date has been changed to Sunday. And so this Sunday, all of Ambazonia, Let us demonstrate to the people of Indian County, our restoration fighters in Indian County, talking about the boys under the leadership of General Juan Kobo. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to all go out on Sunday to support their initiatives out there in India. Now remember, General Juan Kobo, they are still keeping those 5 La République du Cameroon trespassers delegates. I mean, it is a feat that they have achieved to keep those people up to today. I see La Republicans mourning out there and wondering why their country is not doing anything and asking where are the security forces. I listened to Franklin Njume or Njume, they call him, lamenting, where are the security forces, all the black legs out there in La République du Cameroon lamenting, where is the state, where are the security forces, why is it that up to today our delegates are not free? Let me ask all of you a question out there. Why is it that up to today Sisiko, Ayoktabe, Tasang Wilfred, and all Mfongalamfon, all the rest in there, plus all our detainees, why are they not released? Why are they in any detention? You are just fooling yourself by thinking that we should rush to release a couple of delegates who were trespassing on our territory. We will hold them, and going forward, that is what will be happening. Any French Cameroon colonial official caught in Ambazonia will be held in detention until there is formal negotiation that brings an end to this conflict. That is what it's going to be. And the Ambazonia restoration forces in all of Ambazonia are duly instructed. You pick them up, you hold them until this conflict comes to a settlement. When they release our prisoners, we release their own when this conflict is finally settled. That is what will happen going forward. So if you are out there lamenting and asking for where the state is, there is no state in Ambazonia. The only state in Ambazonia is Ambazonians. All right? So, please, ladies and gentlemen, it is the turn of General FM Juan Kobo. Let's all show him love. Let's all appreciate him by trooping out to Indian County on Sunday World Drive, to support this, our brilliant, brave General FM out there on Sunday. So I hope we all get that. I am believing that within the week, maybe Thursday or Friday, I will be back here with a special edition to talk about this draft coming up in Indian before the week runs out. So I may do that on Thursday or on Friday. If I don't do that, somebody else will definitely do so. So please go ahead, hit your share button. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I like to remind every one of you, especially in Mezam. If you are in Mezam, please, the lockdown in Bali. The lockdown in Bali stands. The lockdown in Bali stands. Nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. The lockdown in Bali is continuing for as long as the colonial officials in that local government stops Okada riders from doing business. Again, the lockdown in Bali is going on for as long as the colonial officials in that city send their occupying soldiers to stop our Okada riders from doing business in that community. No vehicle with more than 2 wheels, nothing that moves with more than 2 wheels will be allowed to move in Bali. Now, I understand, I listened to an audio out there coming from allegedly from Mezam. I am not aware of that decision taken by Mezam to shut down all of Mezam. I am not aware of it. If people at the county have to take decisions and announce them, and they cannot contact us, I cannot come and sit here and enforce them. So if Mezam have taken a decision, that is their business. That is their business. I am not going to sit here and enforce it. What we know is that Bali is shut down from any movement of vehicles. Any movement of vehicles. If Mezam has enforced that across the county, it is their duty to bring that information here to the interim government. I think it is not right that a county take a decision that affects over 1 million of people and they cannot bring it to the central government to discuss it. So if Mezam has announced a county-wide shutdown, we are not aware of it here at the interim government. At least I would say I am not aware of it, and I think if they have taken that decision, they should bring it to the central government and let's look at it and then we announce it. But for now, Bali is what we know we are enforcing from this interim government. The full force of the interim government is behind what Bali LGA, Bali AROF are doing in that community. So we're encouraging every one of you out there in Bali LGA, please, we know how tough this can be when you cannot have supplies coming in from Bamenda. You cannot have supplies coming in from Batebo, from Mamfe, and all those other surrounding towns and cities. It makes life quite difficult and quite frustrating. We know that. But listen, this is a war. Ours is a war. And in war, there are lots and lots of sacrifices that have to be paid. These are just some of them. These are just some of them. And so we fully endorse and stand behind the work of the Bali Restoration Forces led by Grandpa. Grandpa, your flag is up, really, really high up there. So please, the ban in Bali of any vehicle movement stays, and it is fully backed, supported by the interim government. It is tough, it is hard, it is difficult, but listen, there is always, they say there is always, if there are no trials, no trial, no triumph. No trial, no triumph. We are looking for victory at the end of this, and there have to be these trials, these difficult moments before we see the victory come our way. And so we are encouraging and appealing to the people of Bali LGA. Please, this is no punishment for you, not at all. We are punishing La République du Cameroon. In fact, they are beginning to wonder what they have to do to get those roads open around Bali and Bamenda and the Memphis stretch of the road. They are wondering because they are losing millions by the day. They are losing millions by the day. And I think if need be, we have to shut down Kumba Mamfe, Kok Mamfe, and Kumba Boya Road one of these days. If need be, we will do that. We are in charge of Ambazonia. We control Ambazonia. We must seek to control every inch of our territory. We are not moving or asking for an inch in their territory. We are only doing this on our territory to tell them, we have an answer to that question. We want to know who owns the land. Ambazonia owns the land. La République can answer that question for themselves. For us, we know who owns the land. So please, the lockdown in Bali stands. And again, if Mezam has taken a decision to shut down the whole county, this interim government is not aware. I will not announce it here. I will not say anything about it here. The county would have to bring it to the interim government for, I think, some discussion before we go ahead to announce it, stand behind it and enforce it. So, but for now, Bali Bali is the deal. Bali is the deal. And please, if you live in Bali, just be a little patient. It gets worse before it gets better. Again, it gets worse before it gets better, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it is. Let me take you to Nigeria with our refugees, ladies and gentlemen, in Nigeria. So much has been going on. So much going on in Nigeria with our refugees. It's not been easy. They are persecuted from left to right. Again, they are persecuted from left to right. I'm referring to the refugees that you find on your screen here. Ambazonian refugees that you find on your screen here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, they are persecuted left and right by the Nigerian government. And we are being told that La République du Cameroun is making every effort, conniving with the Nigerian local authorities in the communities where these refugees live to see that they are forcefully returned to their homes in Ambazonia. We are also told they are struggling, these refugees, they are struggling to feed on a daily basis. Now, this is a message from this interim government. The message is this, that every Ambazonian refugee should know that wherever you are, whether you are registered with UNHCR or not, you are internationally protected by international conventions. Again, whether you are registered by the UNHCR or wherever you are, for as long as you are running away from death, from a certain death from your country, you are under the protection of the United Nations conventions. I'm saying this to say that nobody can force you out of your own will to leave Nigeria or anywhere you settle as a refugee. Nobody can force you to leave. It will be a crime, an international crime. So, for as long as you abide, you live a lawful life in the country in which you are residing, please take note, again, nobody should force you out of that country. Now, you have the right to go to court. If anybody, or to seek a lawyer, if anybody wants to force you out of your abode. The interim government has already, as I speak, hired some lawyers in Nigeria to look into the situation of our refugees in that country. And so if you have any issues with immigration, with officials in Nigeria, talk to the refugee leaders there in Nigeria, and they will tell you exactly what to do. You don't have to call here. You don't have to call me. You don't have to call the president. You don't have to call anybody here. You just have to report to your refugee leaders. Your refugee leaders will know exactly who to contact for that issue. So this is very important that you know this. Now, this is the appeal that the President, Dr. Sako, has made to every conscientious Ambazonian out there. Last week, we learned of Ambazonian refugees falling and dying, ladies and gentlemen, and dying in Nigeria out of hunger. The appeal from the President is to you, every Ambazonian out there. Please, make a generous donation to assist our refugees have food on their tables on a daily basis. We have a very active Department of Health and Social Services that has done a lot of outreach to the refugees in Nigeria. And they continue to do so. But they need your money. They need your money, ladies and gentlemen, to do so. I wish I had that payment information. Please, people here at the Department of Communications at ABC, please pin that payment information. Pin that payment information right now on the screen, on Facebook here. If you're watching by way of Facebook, please, people here at the Department of Communications at ABC, pin the Health and Social Services payment information for refugees. I think that the Zelle is the email is Hope Relief Foundation. Hope Relief Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, at gmail.com. Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. I think it is the same email for Cash App. It is Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. Please, I want to see at least 100 people. By the time this show is over, we would have had over 1,000 people watching live. If 200 people can just call to make a $10 donation, can call or make a payment, a $50 payment donation, please, that will go a long way to help our refugees in Nigeria. Again, I really hope somebody here at ABC is listening to me with that payment information. Let it be mounted on the screen. In the course of the program, we'll make sure that you also have it here on the screen. But please, at the end of this program, I want to see you making that payment to support our refugees out there in Nigeria who are really struggling. This really concerns me because, again, I live the life of a refugee in Nigeria for 5 good years. 5 good years. If you know what it means to be a refugee in the country, you have no family. In the country, you have no job, and you need a home, and you need food, and you have a family like those who are there now. It is tough, really tough. And please, if you have a conscience, please support our refugees. Again, I hope that, okay, the payment information is right there on Facebook right now. Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. That information is both for Cash App and Zelle. Both for Cash App and Zelle. Please, I'm pleading with you, help our people. Let them not die of hunger. Let them die of torture, of attacks from La Republic to Cameroon. Not of hunger when we can easily, when $10, when $20, when $100 can put food on their table for a few days. I'm pleading with you again today. Please do so. And God bless you as you do so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, I will bring to you my monologue for the day. Now, you all have seen the poster that I put out there talking about UB Akonolinga, and you all probably read the communique from the University of Boya announcing a meeting to discuss a certain University of Boya Akonolinga Annex. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that in the midst of this war, if you thought La République du Cameroon is giving up on Ambazonia anytime soon, no, it is not happening. It is not happening anytime soon. If they can still be dreaming after 5 years of war, that they will keep on draining our institutions and resources over to their territory, that should be an indication to every one of you. We must fight this war until Ambazonia is completely free. What is happening at the University of Boya, so-called extending it to La République du Cameroon, is exactly the reason why we are at war with French Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, I will bring you my monologue, and after I bring you the monologue, I will bring in my I will bring in my panel for the day. We will discuss this, and we will discuss other issues in the news. What does it mean? Do we have any lessons to learn from what is going on in Afghanistan with the Taliban taking over? We will talk about that. But for now, fellow Ambazonians, on August 12, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Boya, Wan Ngomo Horace Manga, issued a statement inviting members of the University Senate for an important meeting that will take place on Friday, August 20th. That is next Friday, tomorrow Friday. According to the statement, the most important agenda of the meeting will be to discuss, and I quote, creation of the University of Boya campus Annex in Akonolinga, end of quote. A follow-up statement unsigned by anyone from the University of Boya threw a little bit of light on how the idea of UB Annex Akonolinga came about. It states that a 15-man delegation from Akonolinga, led by the council's mayor, paid a visit to the University of Boya on April the 23rd this year. The delegation, they said, expressed a desire to see the University of Boya become, and I quote again, a veritable partner in the development of Akonolinga community, end of quote. Now, let me quote extensively from that document. In the boardroom of the Central Administrative Building, the mayor of Akonolinga told UB authorities that the people of Akonolinga are requesting the University of Boya to consider going beyond its campus with its teaching and research activities. UB's research output can harness Akonolinga community, and that the people of Akonolinga are confident that UB has the capacity to transform the natural resources of Akonolinga to create wealth for the community. They said, especially in the area of agriculture. Alarm bells have since been ringing within Ambazonian territory once the two statements were made public, and rightly so too. Many see and fear a repeat of history here, history that isn't so good in our ears, history checkered with fraud, history that is full with aggravations, a history of rape, the rape of the essence of the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. Cast Bambili, the Cameroon Band, Ombe, Powakam, Wada, our airports and seaports should serve as reminders here, ladies and gentlemen. There is something that just doesn't smell right in this University of Boya Annex in Akonolinga. I smell a rat in the whole thing, and I will explain it to you. And make no mistake, the idea of a UB Annex isn't the problem here, ladies and gentlemen. All over the world, renowned universities have been known to create annex and affiliate campuses wherever and whenever they choose. It just depends. It just depends on what they hope to achieve. So, the problem here is not the idea of UB Annex. The problem, and I wish you really pay attention to it, is where the annex, the very first one in that matter, is going to. It is not coming to Ambazonia. Akonolinga isn't in Meme, in Indian, in Lebielem, in Manyo, or Kupe Manuguba. Akonolinga is in Betiland, in the central region of La République du Cameroon. So, the question that begs for an answer is, why not just create the University of Akonolinga? Why a UB Annex when it will take no effort, just a decree for that matter, to create such a university? This is the problem. The fact is that there is an agenda here that no one sees yet. And I will explain to you exactly what that agenda is. Throughout our history with French Cameroon, fellow Ambazonians, when they set out to destroy any of our institutions, they first of all got it transferred, moved to their part of the country. Once it is there, it's only a matter of time for it to crumble and bow out of existence. We have previously reported here the examples of Nanga Company Limited, Neighbor Automobile Limited, which was located in Mutengene, the Marketing Board, the West Cameroon Bank, the Cameroon Industrial Forest, CIF, with sawmills in Etam, Kumba, and Moyoka. They were lured to move to La République du Cameroon. But they went under in less than no time the moment they relocated. What we hear and smell in this University of Boya Annex Akonolinga is the beginning of the death of UB as we know it. It is the beginning of the desecration that will ultimately reduce the University of Boya to a name on paper. Ambazonians, please listen to the sound of my appeal here. What is about to happen is exactly a replay of what happened in Kasbambali all over again. We recall that in 1962, right after our independence, on October 1st, 1961, Ahijo visited the United States, and President John F. Kennedy awarded funding for the construction of the first ever Anglo-Saxon university to be built in West Cameroon. That university was supposed to be Kasbambali, but Ahijo deceived Foncha. In the place of a university, he built a high school in Bambali and used the rest of the funds to build Yaoundé University, what is known today as Yaoundé University 1. How about the seaport project in Victoria? Once they saw the prospects for a better seaport in Victoria, they developed Kribi and told us that after Kribi, Victoria was going to be next. Victoria was never qualified to be first because it is found in this side of the Mongol. But come to think of it, what has happened to Victoria since finishing work in Kribi? Of course, nothing. All the money is then diverted to maintaining Kribi, and Victoria project can rot in hell, isn't it? UB will equally rot in hell once UB Akonolinga Annex materializes. That's a little secret. That's a little secret. Once they have created the so-called University of Boya Akonolinga Annex, the University of Boya proper is going to become second fiddle. And what does that mean? It means that the University of Boya would then have to share meager resources with Akonolinga Annex. It means that funding grants meant for exclusive use for the University of Buea will be diverted in their entirety to Akonolinga. UB will be robbed of those finances, and nobody will ever tell you that grants meant for Buea are going to Akonolinga. Nobody will say it, because the lackeys in Buea won't nurture the audacity to raise their voices in protest. Why? Because they have to keep their friends, they have to keep their appointments, they have to keep their connections plus the power they wear. The story will be told that the grants were meant for Akonolinga Annex and not for UB. Akonolinga Annex is essentially the way to suck funding from the University of Buea. And when you have sucked the funding, you have basically killed it, isn't it? University of Buea Akonolinga Annex is where our best lecturers and professors in Buea will be moved to. That is the hidden agenda here. It is a subtle way to kill Buea. In Cameroon, universities are created by mere decree from the almighty head of state. What stops the elite of Akonolinga, some of whom are the most powerful power players in that damn country, from setting up a purely Anglo-Saxon university in Akonolinga, if they so desperately need one, and then employing the work of experts or expatriates to develop it to standard? What stops them from doing that? Why does it have to be University of Buea Annex when Buea barely has the resources to manage the meager infrastructure it has now? Why? Buea cannot even boast of classrooms, ladies and gentlemen, at the recently created HTTC in Kumba. They don't have classrooms. But Buea will be sponsoring an annex in Akonolinga. Buea was created to meet the Anglo-Saxon educational needs of the southern Cameroonians. You would think that, if anything, that Buea should be thinking of setting up annex campuses in Ikondo Titi, Mundemba, in Mamfe, in Menji, in Kupe Manukuba, all these places, to bring the campuses nearer to the people. No, no. Their eyes are in Akonolinga. Their eyes are in a francophone system. Everything will be watered down there in Akonolinga, and they will begin to dictate or migrate whatever they have formulated there back to Buea to kill the system. We must resist this now, before UB that was fought and paid for with the blood of southern Cameroonians get drained under. We must fight it. Vice Chancellor Ngomo Reis and the entire Senate of the University of Buea that is about deliberating over this matter on Friday should remember our history. The history of Cass Bambili, the history of Victoria and Kribi seaports, the history of our National Marketing Board, the Cameroon Bank, and others. Nothing, and I mean nothing, goes to La République du Cameroon and returns the same. They should be reminded that it is Ikondo Titi, it is Minji, it is Bangam, it is Mamfe, it is Kumba, not Akonolinga, that needs the annex campuses. Fellow Ambazonians, this is one of the reasons for which we are at war with French Cameroon. Collectively, We must decide to take over our destiny. They are not going to give it to us, as we see. Let's all remain very, very observant as to which officials will sign the transfer of UB to Yaoundé in Akonolinga. Should UB set up campuses anywhere in French Cameroon, then those who facilitate it must be hastily, and I mean hastily, ejected out of Amazonia as soon as that happens. It is our duty. Thank you. That was my monologue. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now joined by Barrister John Fru Iso and Dr. Martin Mungwa. Barrister John, let me start with you, sir. It's a pleasure to have you join the broadcast again. Tell me if I got anything wrong or anything I have not listed in this monologue, sir.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for inviting me once more. I think you have said it all. You have said it all. And I want to add that La Republique has seen the handwriting on the wall, and they want to destroy yet another institution that Ambazonians fought with and paid with blood to establish. We all know how University of Boya came into being. It was first a school of translation and interpretation, and we fought so hard and lost Ambazonians in the process to have that university called University of Boya. They have seen that we are on our way, and they want to destroy it before it comes too late. But let me tell you, without the participation of our elites who run that university, chaired by Madame Molinga Njoma, who is the chair or the pro-chancellor of that university, if anything happens to that university as we hear, we will hold Madame Njoma, Professor Manga, and all the prominent elites of the University of Boya responsible. Why Boya? Why not University of Douala going to Akonolinga? Why not create another University of Yaoundé in Akonolinga and call it English-speaking University of Yaoundé at Akonolinga? Why University of Boya? Because they want to destroy University of Boya before they leave. That's one more battle for us to fight. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we have to fight. There will be no University of Boya in Akonolinga, and if it is, we will change, we will look for every means to change University of Boya to University of Amazonia in Boya. And forget La Republique ever passed through Boya. This is very, 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 very annoying and provocative. Those people who will be sitting on that meeting on Friday, we will take note of them and take note of what they decide. They hold this thing in their hand. They should vote no. And if they vote yes, they are our enemies. And they'll be treated as such.
Thank you, Barrister John. Let me move over to Dr. Mungwe. Dr. Mungwe, please, if you can centralize yourself a little bit to your right, that will be awesome. All right, that is awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining the broadcast, Dr. Mungwa. You are a structural engineer, I believe. But before I get to that specific question, I would like to get your take on what you think this so-called University of Boya Annex Akonolinga is all about, and what, other than what I have stated, do you see other motivations behind it?
Volume.
Oh, Dr. Amongwe, it appears your microphone is shut down. Dr. Amongwa, your microphone is shut down. It's not high enough. If you can log out quickly, use the same information, log back in, I think your mic should be fine. Just log back out and log in right away with the same information so that we can be able to hear you. Okay, Barrister John, let me get back to you while Dr. Mongwa tries to get back in. Again, this is, I mean, we just cannot understand what they are trying to do here. But do you see the people in the University of Boya saying, we don't think this is feasible, we don't think this is doable, and we don't think even if it were doable, this is not the right moment to do it?
I want to say this, Chris. If those people in Boya are listening to us and know the tempo of Ambazonians and know what is happening on the ground, they will be advised not to vote for that stupid agenda of creating a University of Boya in Akonolinga. Akonolinga of all the places. We look, Chris, like you said in your monologue, Kumba, a commercial and agricultural center, does not have University of Boya Annex.
And yeah, right.
Manfe, which is a commercial town and also agricultural, does not have University of Boya Annex. I cannot talk about Menji, I cannot talk about Mondemba or Konotiti. I cannot talk about Nyasuso or even Tombel or Nguti. Why Akonolinga?
Yeah.
I have said they have seen the handwriting on the wall and they want to destroy the University of Boya for us. It will not happen, but I will not, look, I'm sending a warning to those people holding that meeting in Boya on Friday. If they listen to my voice and still vote to have a University of Boya in Akonolinga, they will pay for it and pay for it dearly. Because people who brought about University of Boya paid for it with blood. We will protect University of Boya even if it has to take blood. Nonsense.
I see Dr. Mongwa is logged back in, but it appears the microphone is still very low. Dr. Mongwa, check the microphone. Check the microphone on your, I don't know whether you're using laptop or phone or whatever you are using to connect. I see the microphone is indicating that it is quite low, very, very low. And so if you talk, we can't hear you. We can't hear you when you talk. Check the microphone settings on your system. Barrister John, this is the point that I really want all Ambazonians out there to note. You create a University of Boya Akonolinga Annex. The funds, the grants, and you know that most of these universities, they live on grants from international organizations, research grants, and so on. Creating a University of Boya Akonolinga means that the grants that come to Boya are diverted to Akonolinga. Of course, yes. They won't tell anybody that. They will tell everybody that the grants coming in are directed for projects in Akonolinga, not in Boya. Boya will sit there. There will be no funds to execute their own programs. This is what we want every Ambazonian out there to understand. It is a slow but sure takeover of funds from the University of Boya so that by the end of the day, Ambazonians start running to Akonolinga instead of they running to come to Ambazonia to study. Am I wrong?
No, you are not. No, you are not. That is what is going to happen. Just like it happened in Kas Bambili, instead of the University of Bambili, that the Americans financed, they siphoned the money to create their University of Yaoundé. It's the same scenario, Chris. It's the same scenario. I hope those who fought for University of Boya, and I'm thinking about Azon Wara. Azon Wara lives in Boya. He's not yet dead. He should be listening to this, and the fight is on. He should join the fight because listen, Chris, University of Boya was born in blood.
Yeah.
And we will not sit around and find a few disgruntled elites that run that university. Take University of Boya to Akonolinga so that when grants come in from wherever they come in, they are diverted to Akonolinga, and then consequently drain our Ambazonian students to Akonolinga because they don't know. Because right now they are working very hard because they are not sure when we will have our state, the state of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. That is why they are hurrying up to do this and siphon all the funds, all the grants that are coming to University of Boya and send it to Akonolinga, and University of Boya will remain like Cash Bambili today. That's what is going to happen.
That is what is going to happen. Exactly.
That's what is going to happen. Look at University of Bamenda. It has been infested by francophones. How many Bamenda children or how many Ambazonian children are in University of Bamenda? Just like they have also invested. They are also infested Boya. But Boya remains to us a monument that was born out of blood, and we will not allow it to happen. And hope Madame Gioma Limungan Gioma, who is the pro-chancellor of University of Boya, is listening to us. That meeting on Friday, if anything happens there, that University of Boya Annex is created in Akonolinga, we will not stand by to let that happen. And we would immediately, this interim government would immediately name University of Boya University of Ambazonia in Boya. Because we cannot accept to have anything to do with Akonolinga. And when we do that,
you just made a point there, and I think we should take it now. I will not wait until the president announces it. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on from today, we no longer have University of Boya. We have University of Ambazonia Boya, University of Ambazonia Bamenda. That is what it is. That is what it is. That should be the name. Okay.
Correct.
But I really wish I had Dr. Mungwa to weigh in here and contribute. Dr. Mungwa, can you? I believe you can hear me.
Oh no.
Hello.
Oh no. Check your system. Check the volume of your audio.
Barrister Mungwa, we cannot hear you.
Look at it from your laptop or whatever.
We cannot hear you. Your volume is your microphone is the problem. Your microphone is the problem. Again, check your microphone settings. Once it comes on, I will be able to know. Barrister John, I mentioned the case of Victoria. They talked about building Victoria Seaport, talked about it, promised it again and again. As I speak, it is still on paper. They have built one in Kribi, and we were told why they built Kribi. Once we are done in Kribi, we will take care of that of Victoria, because we need many seaports around the country. Now they are done with Kribi. What has happened to Victoria? Nothing. Nothing has happened to Victoria. Victoria remains a laughing stock. We mentioned the case of Cass Bambili. Cass Bambili was said to be a university. Ahijo got the money from the U.S. government. Instead of a university, he created a high school in Bambili, took the funds to Yaoundé, created the University of Yaoundé. And then, of course, you can imagine, every fund that came from the USA for that university, Anglo-Saxon University in Cass Bambili, went to Yaoundé. This is the same scenario that we are seeing in the University of Ambazonia Boya, heading for Akonolinga.
Yes, Chris. Let me let you in on what happened in Victoria. An Amazonian engineer was appointed to build a shipyard in Victoria, and he was doing such a marvelous job in Chantier Naval in Douala. His name is what is his name? He's in prison.
Fonjindam?
Fonjindam. They found Fonjindam doing a marvelous job, and they concocted all kinds of charges against him and threw him in jail and killed that project, because that project, if Fonjindam went through with that project, it would have highlighted Victoria, and the world would now begin to ask serious questions. What happened? Because that shipyard would have brought ships for repairs from all over the world, and you know what? The deep sea port would have been very active. La Republic, as wicked as they are, they threw Fonjindam in jail, closed that project, and lost all the financing that the World Bank was giving to Fonjindam to build that shipyard. And Fonjindam is in jail for no reason, for committing no crime, but because he was an incompetent engineer of Ambazonia extraction. And listen, Chris, Victoria will be rebuilt by Ambazonians, and we will have nothing to do with Douala. Mark my word, that Douala is a pool of sand. It's of no use to anybody. We will build. Look, what has happened has happened. We cannot begin to cry over spilled milk. We are going to build the biggest and deep sea port in West Africa, in Victoria.
And it will be a free, import-free, clearance-free seaport.
Correct.
In all of West Africa, maybe with the exception of Benin Republic. But that is what we're going to do.
Yes, that is my take. Look, Fonjindam is there in prison. He has finished a 10-year term, and they cannot remove him because Francophones are fighting. He's guilty. Some say he's not guilty. That's the Supreme Court, and he cannot have a clear judgment. He's sitting there in jail, suffering for a crime he did not commit, because he's a competent Amazonian engineer.
Again, we really would love Ambazonians, especially on Ground Zero, and those who manage the University of Boya, to remember history here. Remember history, because these things, they have occurred again and again and again, and it is the reason in which we are at war today. What message, what would be your message, Barrister John, to the Chancellor of that university? But before I get there, can you imagine, I called somebody today who is a member of UB Senate, and he wasn't aware about this case, the Akonolinga thing, and he is supposed to be in meeting on Friday to decide over the fate of UB. But the lecturer said he wasn't aware about it. In fact, I had to read out the statement to him to listen. He said he wasn't aware, but they have to go in on Friday probably to vote as to what happens to the University of Boya, to take part of it to Akonolinga. What message would you give to everybody sitting in there in that UB Senate to decide or to vote on this matter, particularly the Chancellor, and of course, what is that lady's name? The Secondary Education Minister, Pauline Nalova, and those who vote for that decision. What message would you pass to them?
My message is this: every member of the Senate of University of Boya should vote against that decision, and we will be following it minute by minute, and to see who votes to approve a University of Boya at Akonolinga. And I am saying this because I know how the Republic works. The whole thing has been prepared. They will just hand it to Madame Joma and Professor Manga, the university chancellor, the vice chancellor, and say, look, this is what we want. If you follow that decision, Boya was born out of blood, that decision will be visited with blood. But I'm not yet there. I am advising to the Senate, the total Senate, which is made out of responsible university professors of our lone University of Boya, and student representatives and others. Please don't allow this to happen to us once again. Please. We'll be watching, we'll be listening to you on Friday. The world has become a global village, and we know what happens in any part of the world at any minute. And we'll be listening to you. We will watch those deliberations. We'll watch how you vote and who votes what. Please, please, vote not to send our only intellectual institution to Akonolinga. Please, because you will lose all the funds that were supposed to be coming to Boya. They'll be sending them to Akonolinga.
Yes. Well, thank you, Barrister John. Thank you. Dr. Amongwa is still not able to connect with his microphone turned on. I will suggest, Dr. Amongwa, again, if you can hear me, if you can change your gadget, maybe use your phone. That may work. Just use the same connection details to use a different gadget. It could be your phone or a tablet or different laptop. That may work. I really love you to join in this conversation. Barrister John, I'd like you to take a look here at something that is happening in Afghanistan. Of course, we are all glued on our television set, watching what is going on in Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, again, the images you see are coming from Afghanistan, and the people that are scrambling to run, to escape with their lives, scrambling to escape with their lives. Now, let me, before I bring in Barrister John, let me say this. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 years ago, the U.S. with our allies invaded Afghanistan to root out a terrorist movement called the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. 20 years after spending $88 billion to equip and to build the Afghan army, and after spending $2.4 trillion in totality to rebuild Afghanistan, losing 2,300 and counting American soldiers, losing over 50,000 Afghans, including the Taliban. America cut back and pulled out of Afghanistan, and the Taliban walked in, literally walked in with no resistance. Now, we have heard in the course of the Ambazonian struggle, people say, you cannot beat the people, any people in their own territory. You cannot beat any people in their own territory. We have heard this again and again and again from U.S. officials, from people that matter in the international community. They have told us again and again, and the Republic of Cameroon in particular, you cannot beat any people, ladies and gentlemen, in their own backyard. And we saw it in Afghanistan. The Taliban They've beaten the British. They've beaten the Russians. Now they've beaten the Americans. Now, I am not the least excited about what has happened in Afghanistan, because I don't think America spent $2.4 trillion to cut and run. Plus the souls, American soldiers who put their lives on the line. And America suddenly pulled out. It is horrible to think about it. Horrible to think about it. But I think there are some lessons here that Ambazonians and La République du Cameroon in particular should learn. They should learn, I guess, that you will not beat Ambazonia in Ambazonia. That is not going to happen. You will not beat Ambazonia in Ambazonia. But Mr. John, I don't know if there is any other message other than this, because I think what is happening in Afghanistan, if La République du Cameroon has ears to hear, I think they should, this message coming out of Afghanistan should resonate in their minds. So, Barrister John, let me get back to you. Dr. Amongwa is trying to log back in. I still don't see the audio. It's still not good. The audio, the microphone is still not good. You may want, again, Dr. Amongwa, to check your sound settings and look particularly for the microphone settings on your system. But, Barrister John, let me get back to you about this. Again, the message that we are getting from Afghanistan, let me say it bluntly, the Republicans, the enablers that we have in Ambazonia, who are fighting on the side of La République du Cameroon, one of these days, you are going to be rushing out, scrambling out of Ambazonia as these people trying to scramble out of Afghanistan. Your day is coming. Your time is coming. And you will be scrambling out of Ambazonia as these people scrambling out of Afghanistan. But Mr. John, tell me if I'm wrong.
No, Chris, you are exactly correct. But let me say this: Americans are not fools. They did this in Vietnam. Vietnam now is a very well organized country, and you have diplomatic ties with America. They have done it 20 years in Afghanistan, and it has ended the same way, like in Saigon. But Chris, let me tell you, you are exactly correct. You cannot beat a determined people in their territory. People who are seeking for self-determination, you cannot beat them in their territory. This is a big lesson for La République du Cameroon. And not only La République du Cameroon, the enablers of Ambazonia. One day you'll be running like this. You'll be running like this when La République soldiers will be leaving. You have no protection. You have nowhere to go to. You run like this because your hands are dirty. Look, Chris, Americans went to Afghanistan knowing that it's a Muslim country. They knew what was going to happen. They stayed for 20 years trying to build a democracy after the main objective that they went for had succeeded. They went there to make sure that no terrorist organization, no terrorism built in Afghanistan would ever attack homeland America. They achieved that goal. And America, like President Biden said, we are not in the business of fighting a civil war for people who don't want to fight. We gave you all, we spent 20 years, we built an army of 300 people strong, we armed you, we developed your country, and yet you are unable to hold on to it. The Taliban were coming, and you decided to flee. The political leaders ran away, and the army melted. That is not America's fault. Each time that you are leaving a war-torn area, you should expect chaos like this. No matter how America would have left, or when they would have left, you would have had the same chaos like they had in Saigon. They have developed Afghanistan. They have invested in Afghanistan. And I want to do a prediction here. The Taliban of today will no longer be the Taliban of 20 years ago. They will respect, I hope, human rights, especially the girl child, and allow all humans to develop equally, both male and female. If they don't do that, they would have shot themselves in the foot. Go to Saudi Arabia, where America has very close ties. Saudi Arabia is a Muslim country, and they use Sharia law. Now, America is very close to Saudi Arabia. They allow their women to develop academically and professionally, but they were still treated like women, and they could not do certain things. That is the beginning of Saudi Arabia in Afghanistan. And if the Taliban don't get the handwriting, they will fight a civil war for the rest of their life. Having said that, Chris, let's come to Ambazonia. Ambazonian enablers, because one of these days, La Republic will be backing out of our territory the same way America backed out of Afghanistan, and the enablers will be running, not knowing where to go, whether to follow them to Yaoundé, and La Republic will pushing them away, like you saw happening at the airport in Afghanistan. Look, the handwriting is on the wall. I am calling on La République du Cameroon to leave now, and I'm calling on all enablers to start going by foot or by whatever means to where they think they want to settle, because this whole scenario may also happen in Ambazonia.
Well, it is going to happen, Barrister John. It is going to happen, and it's a matter of when that is going to happen. I think we finally got Dr. Mungwa connected with a microphone. If he can just spin his camera. Please spin your camera to be landscape. Spin your camera to appear landscape. That would be good. I'm watching. So, Barrister John, again, you look at these images. It is a matter of when. It is a matter of when. We are using these images to warn those La République du Cameroon enablers in Ambazonia that one of these days, unfortunately, you will not even see the planes to want to scramble or run into. No cars will be there to pick you. This day is coming. This day is coming in Ambazonia. And it won't be good. It won't be good. If you live in Yaoundé, you better return home as an Ambazonian. If you live in Ambazonia and you are an enabler, these are people who aided, assisted the American government. Not that the American government did anything wrong. I just hate the way they cut out of there. That's all. But yes, it was the right cause they were engaged in. These are the people who were supporting America. Unfortunately, they are left wondering what to do, where to go. And in Ambazonia, we have people like this who are French Cameroon citizens who one of these days will be running helter-skelter, like in this case, in this situation, wondering what to do. So I saw that Facebook had just shut us down with our figures from 1,000 to 88 people. Hey, that is quite interesting. Yes. 1,000 to 88 people. But that is fine. Ground Zero is on. Barrister John, again, what should be the message? Let's forget about the Taliban, forget about Al-Qaeda, forget about the USA. What is the message in this to enable us on ground zero and La Republic du Cameroon?
The message is that all enablers, including Francophones and those people who came to take refuge in Ambazonia, who have turned against Ambazonia, to start going away now, because the time will come when they will be running like you see those people running at the airport, and they will be left behind, and they will be left at the mercy of Ambazonia. We are civilized people, but we are advising you to start crossing the Mongo. And I'm also calling on our people, wherever they are in French Cameroon, to start coming home, because the days ahead are going to be very difficult. You will not want to be caught like what the Afghans have been caught, like how they have been caught with their pants down and they are running helter-skelter. You saw, Chris, that plane was flying and some people were dropping from the air. Those who hung on the plane.
Right. Some people were dropping out of the plane.
No, it was not out. They were the people who hung on the, I don't know.
On the body.
The plane. Yes. And as the plane went higher, they started dropping. It's a very pitiful sight. But these are people who supported the Americans, which was good because their country has been developed. America has put $2.something trillion to develop their country. America has paid a very serious price with their citizens fighting to stabilize a government that has refused to stabilize. A government that was corrupt, just like La Republic. A government that was not listening to anybody, and a government that ran away when they heard that the Taliban were coming. And consequently, their military collapsed with the best military equipment the world can offer.
And can you imagine the amount of military hardware that the U.S. is forfeiting in Afghanistan, in the hands of terrorists?
America is not stupid, Chris. America is not stupid. Afghanistan is going to become an ally of America. They left those things knowingly, and they will.
It wasn't knowingly, Barrister John. It wasn't knowingly. It wasn't knowingly. How would you knowingly leave your weapons in the hands of your adversary? You have been there for 20 years fighting them.
Listen, Chris, the Americans knew about the advancement of the Taliban a long time, about 2 or 3 months ago. They knew that the Taliban will fall in the hands of America. The Afghans will, the Afghan government will fall, and the Taliban will take over. They did nothing to recuperate their equipment. No, they were working for Afghanistan, but not. Even though they were supporting that government, they could not continue to fight a civil war in the place of another citizens of another country. What else do you expect America to do? America did what they had to do. They have put in $2.something trillion. They have lost men, and that is the price to pay for freedom. They have left you, and they want to see the Taliban act like Saudi Arabia and all the other Arab countries, Muslim countries.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Yes, Dr. Mongwa, I can hear you now. Just get your camera stabilized. Let me bring you in, actually. And before I bring in Dr. Mongwa, ladies and gentlemen, those of you watching on the social media, suddenly we were cut off by Facebook, and we just had to restart it. Please go ahead and invite others. Let them know we are back on. Let me bring in Dr. Mongwa. Dr. Mongwa, hope you can hear me, and sorry for your technical difficulties. There is nothing we could do from this end. You have been listening to us all along from the onset of this show. Just jump in and tell us what your take is on the issues that we have been talking about, please.
Okay, let me just start from the beginning. Regarding the annex in Boya, which is such an embarrassment and actually a disgrace, because this thing has been the tradition of Francophone Cameroon from the beginning of independence. If you look very carefully, that's not the only area they went into. If you go to the Acha Hospital, it's been moved to the Western Province. You even go to Mbingo Hospital, they have annexes in the Western Province. You even go to the churches have moved to La République du Cameroon. This is not the first time. And it's even embarrassing that there was a time when the Americans came and built the University of Chang, which was supposed to be an agricultural university, a fully functional Anglophone, Anglo-Saxon university in the standards that we have in the United States. But what did La République do? They changed it into a regular university. Why didn't they take that opportunity to develop that university so they can use it now to spread it all over Francophone Cameroon? No, they turned it into a regular university, and today they come, pretending that they want to use the University of Boya to become the basis for them to develop their agricultural facilities. This is, this is beyond anger. Okay, this is a total rape of a people's tradition. And even look at Ombe. They transformed Ombe. Ombe now is a regular school, and yet they brought some fictitious technical schools where all they were trying to do is to sell the French language. And today we have little to show off for. And then let's go to the refugees. I think you did talk about one time where you have all these enablers. It is an embarrassment that the same people who left Francophone Cameroon came for refuge in West Cameroon, whom we should have given them the label of refugees. These are the same Anglophones who are turning back to stab us in the back. These are the same people. They've come, they've enjoyed the free education, they've enjoyed the freedom, but what is happening today? When you talk about all those enablers, a bunch of them are people who came and settled in our land, and we gave them the freedom to settle, but they've turned back now to sell us to the Francophones. This is terrible, okay? And we really have to watch this very carefully. And there is no denying fact that a lot of those enablers are actually people whom you will not even recognize on the street as Francophones. We share the same attitudes, we share the same language, but somehow at night, they put on a different uniform and they speak to a different set of values. And that is what is making this war even a lot longer than what it should be. Because you have people among us whom you trust and you feel that we share the same values. But somewhere, they take the information that we try to put together and they sell it to the enemy. Well, talking about the Americans, I think Barrister So was actually on target. If you look back into history, I'm not a student of history, but at least I was interested in world affairs. If you look into history, you realize that the Second World War, when Japan was conquered, the Americans didn't just walk away. They stayed back to put institutions. And look at Japan today. That's one of the strongest partners that America has. Go to Germany. The same thing happened. They didn't just conquer Germany and walked away. They stayed back and they put infrastructures, they put in institutions. Look at the relationship between Germany and the United States today. That's one of their strong partners. And I believe the same thing is going to happen with Afghanistan. Maybe on the short term, you can think that Americans have lost, but they have the ability to put in controls. And what do I mean by controls? They sat back and they were able to build institutions. From those institutions will grow a new elite, a new thinking group of people in Afghanistan who will reconnect with the world. That is important because, if you listen to the news yesterday, it was made very clear that the new Taliban can come into government. They have to make sure that they respect the human rights. They have to make sure that they recognize the rights of women. They give them a set of rules. Just assume that they don't do it. Of course, they will catch them somewhere else. When they go to the World Bank, when they want finance, they want to fund certain institutions, they will have a lot of roadblocks. They may actually have sanctions against that country. How are they going to survive? Even if you look at core Islamic countries, they are not practicing the mundane Islamic law as the Taliban seem to be projecting. Look at Iran. Of course, the women don't go around with with covered faces or staying at home. They are all professional women, and that's what the modern world accepts. Even go to Saudi Arabia. They started changing laws so that women are free. I mean, they can do whatever they want because they understand that that's the only way you can connect with the rest of the world. So I don't think Americans have failed. They've actually put in the seed for a future Afghanistan that will connect with the world. And that's the
Barrister,
opinion that I have.
Dr. Mongwa, let me ask the same question that I put to Barrister John. What does Ambazonia, not really Ambazonia, what does La République du Cameroon learn from this, what is going on in Afghanistan?
Oh, there is a big lesson to learn. You cannot even compare Afghanistan in certain ways with Ambazonia in the sense that La République do not have the financial, the military, the technological capability to be able to handle us post-independence, from a monetary or from the funding point of view. They are totally capable. They are kids who can even, clean themselves. So when we leave, they just have nothing they can do. They absolutely have no control over us. So in as much as La République should learn from what is happening in Amazonia, their condition is even worse. It's even much, much worse. Okay? And they should also know that no matter the military might, if the people are decided that they have to leave, there's nothing you can do. And there's something that we have to learn from this short-term failure of the Americans. And I think what the Americans have done is that they've shifted away from what I call engineering controls to administrative controls. Instead of actually trying to enact a certain policy that will physically change things on the ground, they say, no, we are going to use the administrative through funding, through sanctions and so on and so forth. Okay? But what we should learn from this is that you can't compare apples with oranges. The Taliban, they fought from their heart. They were fighting for survival, existential. Okay? But the Americans were paid to fight. That's a totally different thing. And that's the same thing is happening in Barcelona. They are being paid to fight. It's different from a people who want to gain their independence. The mental state of a person who is fighting for an existential situation is far different from somebody who is paid to fight.
When you see,
they were looking for a job, okay? They were looking for a job. We're trying to exist.
When you see this amount of people scrambling to jump into that airplane to take off from Afghanistan, what runs through your mind about enablers, French Cameroon enablers inside Amazonia?
The story of enablers has never changed. If you look at Indonesia and East Timor, the moment that the East Timorians won their independence, all the enablers in Indonesia were kicked out. They were kicked out, they had to run away. It is the same story all over the place. They had to run away. I mean, thank God with the case of the Americans, they have the ability to take the enablers with them. But in the case of Indonesia, they were even sent back to East Timor. Some of them were even slaughtered. Any country where you have these enablers, when there is independence, they have nowhere else to go. And it is very important for some of them to, hopefully those who haven't actually come in, to change their ways and join the winning train, if I can put it that way. Enablers, they never survive in any war where there's a shift in geopolitical situation. That's the fact of it.
Again, you're absolutely right. We are really hoping that in this case, in Amazonia, that French Cameroonians who remain in the soil acting as enablers will begin to learn their lessons, because one of these days, they won't find planes to scramble to jump into. They may have to jump rather into the bushes to escape back to their territory.
When we told them, Chris, when we told them during my first appearance during the visa ban, and we stated here and how we have done all the analysis. It's not just guesswork. I'm telling you about top strategists in Amazonia. They've analyzed the war, mathematically and otherwise. We'll be able to gather all sorts of data, and we discover that La République has no chance. They better know that now. They have no chance to survive. I mean, they can pump in whatever hardware they have. They can pump in, no matter the number of people that they have no chance to survive. And if things go this way, they'll be so demoralized that they'll be the first to say, we want to go back home. We're seeing with the Americans. You see empty barracks. I mean, they could have stayed there. I mean, defending themselves. I mean, for the next, it took them 20 years to realize that. But they knew from the beginning that at one point they have to cut loose and just go away. And that's the same fact we have right now as far as Ambazonia is concerned.
Well, thank you. Let me get back to Barrister John. Barrister John, one of the subjects that I discussed earlier today was about this lockdown, the lockdown in Bali. That is going for, I think, it's almost a month now that Bali has been locked down. And we continue to stand with Bali in that lockdown. However, I listened to an audio coming from, I don't know whether it's the spokesperson for Mezam, announcing a county-wide lockdown. We have no idea here at the interim government about that. I don't know how feasible that can be. For as long as we have not been consulted, I will not say anything about it. But I think Bali is what this is all about. Tell us what you are hearing from Bali, Barrister John.
I am hearing that this morning the forces of occupation, the terrorist forces of Mr. Bear have left Bali. I just read that. I don't know how true it is. But let me say this. The lockdown in Bali is an eye-opener for all Ambazonians. But Mezam County has not acted well. If Mezam County, through their defense committee, decided on a lockdown, they should have consulted with the hierarchy of the country, which is the cabinet and the president of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, and that decision will be taken at the highest level, and we will see whether it is feasible or not. You cannot announce a lockdown in Mezam without the government giving you that kind of order. I am surprised that Commander Wilson, who is the chair of the Defense Council of Mezam, did not do anything to contact the DSS, to contact the interim government, central government, for that decision to be validated before it could take root. And that is not too good for Mezam. Having said that, they still have a chance to come to the interim government, to the central government, and make a case for a lockdown of the county of Mezam in solidarity with Bali. Because Bali has paid a price. They have defended Bali with against more than 300 troops, a battalion that left Kutaba, and they have spent a week in Bali. And these boys have shown that they are tough, they are good fighting gorillas. Unfortunately, some civilians have lost their lives. And I also read that one of the fighters lost his life. But that's a price to pay. But I am saying that Bali will remain the lockdown, but Mezam, until you consult with the central government, the Federal Republic of Amazonia, you cannot solely declare a lockdown of Mezam. So you better go to work and do the right thing.
And talking about that, you are absolutely correct. No, when I listened to that announcement in the audio, I was wondering. By the way, how are they going to enforce it from Santa down to Bali all the way to Bambui? Are they actually ready for that? Because I really think that strategically thinking, you shut down from Bamenda to Bambili, because that side is already shut down. Just shut down the roads and not shut down the whole town. Doesn't that make a little more sense?
That is a decision that they would have taken to the federal government and defend it and tell the federal government whether they have the means to enforce it. They cannot just sit and announce a lockdown without the central government authorizing it. I know Bali, before Bali could lock down, I remember that before Bali could lock down, they sent an emissary to the federal government, and they had the backing of the federal government. You cannot lock down a structure or a part of a country without the federal government knowing. And I think Commandant Wilson should go back to the drawing board and work with the county chair and get this done if it has to be done. But they must prove that they can control the lockdown. If they cannot,
Okay, let's
it means
let's provide
that the
solutions.
federal government may not be able to give them a green light.
Okay, let's have Dr. Mungwa come in. I think he's trying to say something there.
Yes, I mean, in a situation like this, we should put more emphasis on solutions. I tell you that I am so impressed with what Bali has done. I think he's given us that the poster boy of this fight, as far as locking down an entire county and being successful as doing that. And we have to do some lessons learned, which means that all the good things that Bali did to accomplish such a wonderful, to get to such wonderful results. And
Dr. Mungwa, you're almost out of camera there, please. You can see yourself, right?
Let me adjust. Am I better now?
No.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that looks better. That is better.
So I really doff my hat to Bali LGA for actually doing such a wonderful job. And I think that what I look at is more of solutions and lessons learned. I think there are wonderful things that we can learn from the Balis, given the fact that they've been more than 99% successful in their strategy and the way they've executed this lockdown. Let's look at it from a much of a global perspective. What are we going to gain from the lockdown? In the case of Bali, you've actually blocked resources that normally leave one part of the country all the way to La Republic. We should look for all those arteries, main arteries, and strategize and lock them down. Because these people are still enjoying the fruit of our labor.
Yes.
There are still vehicles that ply the road, the Tico, Boya, or whatever, all the way to a cup, bringing in food and all sorts of resources from our part of the world. If we can target this axis and lock them down, not the entire country, just to make sure that nothing leaves our territory to their territory, that would be the gradual shutdown, bleeding of La Republique, because we have been very successful in this economic sabotage. I heard a very disturbing audio from somebody. I don't want to name that person. And that person was claiming that, we claim that 90% lockdown. However, whatever Mutengane is active, there are people walking down the road, there are soldiers all over. That's not the objective of this fight. The objective of this fight is to bleed La Republique in terms of economic dependence on Amazonia. We are making ourselves a liability. We may not kill all the soldiers resident in Amazonia, but we'll make sure that they do not sell anything in the international market that comes from our soil. That's been the objective of this fight. And I hope all the leaders of LGAs, of counties, understand this objective. Okay? It doesn't mean that La Republique soldiers will not be loitering around. They may, but they have a short lifespan in terms of their country being able to sustain them while they're in Amazonia. That's the objective, economic sabotage. And I really, really support the gentlemen who did whatever they did in the northern zone and those who did it in the southern zone. Economic sabotage. That's what is bleeding La Republique. It's not necessarily killing the soldiers, although that is part of the emotional component of this fight. So let it be clear, we are making Amazonia a big liability to La Republique, so that one day they say, please leave us alone. We can no longer carry you. It is impossible for us to survive with you on us. That is the objective of this fight, and I think we are going in the right direction.
Barrister John, I see you trying to say something.
Yes. Apart from economic sabotage, the objective of Bali, and which I think is the objective of Mezam, is to make sure that La Republique does not seclude it with its vehicles, pass through Matazem, go and pass through Tuba and enter Ngokutunja and Bui. That's one of the objectives. It's a very important objective. I agree with Dr. Mungwa that it's primordial, but the military circulation in our territory is even more primordial because of loss of life of our citizens. Therefore, when I look at the lockdown of Mezam, I am looking at the total closure of Matazem, which means that no troops can leave La Republique du Cameroon and enter the northern zone anymore. And I'm also looking at the lockdown in Tuba, which was attempted. It was slightly successful, but because of lack of means, Tuba may not have been able to sustain it. To make sure that no troops leave Bamenda and enter Ngokutundia or enter Bui as easily as that. So that is the objective of the lockdown. And I take this opportunity to thank my brothers in Bali because they have successfully made the sacrifice. And there is no vehicle, military or otherwise, that can go through Bali. And I want also to remind our people that Manfe Ekok has been in the hands of our restoration forces in Manu.
Correct.
And that is a serious economic sabotage for La Republique.
I think it is the biggest one because the amount of money that La Republique du Cameroon makes on that stretch of the road between Manfe, Kumba, Boya, Douala is in the hundreds of millions on a daily basis.
Yes. But
and
our
now,
fighters in Manu have been able to block, to lock down Manfe Ekok, so nothing enters from Nigeria anymore.
And the fighters in Manu control the road.
They control the road.
All the checkpoints along that road owned by La Republique du Cameroon have been destroyed, burned down, and they all escaped anyways.
La Republique du Cameroon is nowhere to be found on the road from Manfe to Ekok. And even from Manfe to Bamenda now, you will not find them because the Bali has locked down from Bamenda.
Right.
And it's difficult for any military circulation. That is the objective.
Dr. Mungwa, let me get back to you before we move to another subject.
Absolutely. Barrister John, absolutely correct. I think we are trying to weave the same strategy into one, both economic and the move from military personnel, because they are hand to hand, hand in hand. So that is the second layer. We started with total economic sabotage. Now we've come to a level of stability where we can now say that we can isolate the economic sabotage and also add on circulation of military vehicles and making sure that our civilians are protected. And that is sort of putting it into little packages so that we can deal with these terrorists in a very effective way. And I think the strategy that was born by the Sako administration 1 or 2 years ago is actually coming into fruition just now. And that is we are going in the right direction. And Bali has shown us the roadmap on how such can be achieved on a grand basis. He has actually demonstrated on very practical terms to the other LGAs, to the other counties, that this is how you do it. We don't have to go learning from a textbook. It's already been shown, and everybody sees it all over the world, that Bali has been very, very successful in making this happen. It's not through roadblocks, as the military thought it was. They thought they were going to find roadblocks that they will, tear it down and go back in triumph, as they always try to use that word. But you realize that it was more of a mental thing and orderliness within the community that made it work.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I hope that the rest of our restoration fighters on ground zero, they're listening to us. This is a strategy that I really believe can cripple La Republique du Cameroon in less than no time. And there is more coming, Chris. That's not the only one. There are others coming. Just the beginning. Yes. All right. So let's move to another subject here, and this had to do with the report that French Cameroon president returned home from his stay in Switzerland in Europe. I know Barrister John doesn't like to hear this, but But you have no choice. You have no choice. Let me say this. First of all, I will apologize to you out there who have listened to me on ABC say that Mr. Bia was dead. We try to do the work of journalists here. When we receive information, it sounds credible, we take it out, we bring it out to you. And when it is not correct, we owe you the responsibility to come out and say, we got it wrong. We got it wrong. I am going by the images that I have seen in La République du Cameroon. Barrister John will say those are all made up images. They are not real. But I think personally, they are real. But,
really?
but listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Biya would have to show himself up tomorrow live for any of us to truly believe. Barrister John, you better take this one. For any of us to believe that he is indeed alive. The CEMAC conference, head of state conference, I believe, is taking place in La République tomorrow. I guess that is the reason why he rushed home yesterday. That is if he did. So, if Paul Biya is indeed alive, if he is indeed alive, and the images that we see from CRTV of him returning home to all the old people there, if it is true, we will have to see him live tomorrow at that CEMAC conference. Until then, if we cannot find him there live, addressing that conference and talking to the people like they want us to believe he was talking to the people arriving the airport, then there will still be a big question hanging. Where is Paul Biya? Is he dead or alive? But Barrister John, you want us to believe he is dead. Tell us why you defy those images even when you see him coming out of the plane and walking like a dead man alive.
Chris, I hate to puncture your bubble. I don't know how many times you will apologize, but let me tell you, my position has not changed. I stand by it. Take a look at the video that you now believe. Take a look at it. You saw him standing and talking to Nyat Njefenji, two of them standing. I want to tell you from my sources, Nyat Njefenji is in Bangante. It's a pack of bones and only a head can be seen and sitting on a wheelchair that he cannot even get up in Bangante as we speak. I don't care what anybody thinks. I stick by my guns. All those are videos hurriedly put together. That is the old videos that some have been brought and some are live because what do they call him again? Safami Dongo when I brought women to come and dance. But let me tell you.
So are you telling me these are old videos?
Listen to me. Your ABC carried a very, very, very detailed editorial this morning. And in that editorial, I also believe that you don't believe the editorial.
So you mean this guy coming out of the plane is dead?
I don't believe it either. I don't believe it either.
Look at the way he's walking there.
Yeah, hold on. I don't care what you say. In 2020, there was already a mask. They were already wearing masks. But let me say this. Your editorial said he died in Switzerland.
Yes.
His body has been embalmed, and the French determined the transitional period, what is going to happen in Cameroon. And also talked about the future president being an Anglophone and all that. But your editorial was very, very deep. But I don't believe it either. Okay. Because until I see Mr. Biya address the CEMAC conference tomorrow, I'm stuck with my narrative. And secondly, I want to also indicate to you that the program for tomorrow is out, and it is Ayak Look that is going to preside over that conference.
It is who?
Ayak Look, the president of Economic and Social Council.
Okay.
And let me just start by informing you that the program indicates that Ayan Luke will preside over that conference. And
that is one indication that Paul Biya may not be addressing the conference.
I don't know what how many times you will apologize, but you will continue to apologize. I yield.
Can I say a word?
Yes, please, Dr. Mungwa.
Let us cast our minds back. Do you remember at one time they did some promotions in CRTV and they kicked out all Anglophones and all Bamlikis and they made sure the directors were Betty? You know why? They were preparing for this particular situation so that everything is in the house. They make sure that anyone involved in communication is of any value is a person from his tribe. So they can concoct all these images and will be within them, and nobody will be able to go out and leak the information. Does it make sense?
Well,
people were all complaining. So they have totally masterminded the communication part of CRTV to make sure that it is only them. If it is true or false, they keep it within the house. I believe in Mr. Fu. Let me tell you, I hope that meeting will be open to the public. It would not be in camera. So if it is in camera, then obviously there are lots of things that they are going to hide. So let's just watch. Tomorrow we'll start taking some inferences based on what we see.
Now, one thing that I observed yesterday, gentlemen, is I listened to Equinox Television. They announced about Bia's return, but they showed old images. They did not present these images coming from CRTV showing Bia return home.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit questionable. There. But again, this event is coming up tomorrow. The CEMAC conference is coming up tomorrow. We want to see if Paul Biya addresses the delegates.
Regardless, one more thing.
I don't want to
Barrister
hear
John
voices.
first, then Dr. Mungwa.
I don't want to hear voices. I want to see Mr. Biya in that conference live. And I want to see him address the conference live. If you bring voices and superimpose voices on that conference and tell me this, the program that I got word of is already indicating that Ayan Luke is going to preside over that conference. I hope that you will keep apologizing again tomorrow, Chris.
Look, what is going to happen tomorrow is something that may impact the entire CEMAC region. And I don't see why the president will not be the person to open such an important meeting where they may actually move away from the CFA. He is the chief signatory of this financial partnership with the French, and I wouldn't imagine how somebody else will be sitting in to talk on his behalf if he is not, if he's alive. I mean, the second thing is, if you look very closely on that picture, which I know Nyat Defenji, as Barrister John just said, is somewhere in Bangante, virtually an invalid. If you even look at Bia, you discover he was highly medicated. I think he's lost his hearing because he was just moving like a kid who just arrived in kindergarten for the first time. He was just moving straight, not turning until somebody stopped him.
That's the last time he came back from Switzerland in 2020.
Yeah, but you saw he was highly medicated. He was on heavy drugs, probably morphine and all sort of stuff so that he can just stay alive. This is not somebody who has all his functional organs, in good working order. I doubt it, even then. So you can imagine what it is now.
Well, tomorrow is not far away. We will see what happens tomorrow at the CEMAC conference. We will all, by the end of the day, tell whether or not Paul Biya is still alive or not. Maybe I won't apologize when I come back. Maybe I have to withdraw my apology After that, who knows? So, but I will open the phone lines now, gentlemen. So please just stay put in there. Let's take some calls from Ambazonians out there. Let's take some calls from Ambazonians out there. And ladies and gentlemen, I will now open the phone lines. To take your contributions to the show. But before we get there, I'd just like to again make this appeal for our refugees out there. I will be putting that payment information on the screen. And again, I think we have that information pinned right now on the Facebook wall. For those of you watching, I have that information pinned there. I want to again take this appeal to every Ambazonian out there to help please our refugees in Nigeria put food on the table. They continue to fall and die in their numbers because of hunger. $10, $20, $30 can put food on their tables in Nigeria for a week, for 2 weeks. And I want to receive your phone calls. I want to get people that will call right now. After you make a payment, I will take your call. I will stay here, take your call. When you make your donation to Hope Relief Foundation, Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. Call this number on the screen and let me know you have supported the refugees. So I will be taking the calls. I will try to take as many calls as possible about that. So let me get to the first caller here. Oh, he dropped the call. Okay, let me get to this one. This is a bad connection, unfortunately. Fortunately, that's a bad connection. So please, those of you in the diaspora, please call and make your support. Support our refugees. Please support our refugees. The payment information is right there on Facebook. Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. Let me get this first caller here. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Can you turn down the volume of your television and focus on the phone, please?
Okay, I've turned down the volume.
All right, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Nigeria. I'm a refugee from Nigeria, sir.
Okay,
I
what
want
is
to
in your mind,
appreciate
sir?
your work. We have been following up with what you're doing, your discussion. In fact, they are encouraging. But please, as a refugee in Nigeria, one thing that made me to put this call online is that concerning the refugees, there are a lot of questions that have been going on in the refugee community. People have been asking questions.
What are those questions?
That the interim government have been sending things to the refugee up, some assistance, but they are ending halfway without reaching the people who are supposed to have these things. What is the interim government trying to do? My question is, what is the interim government trying to do if these things are being given to the refugees? If truly people give $10, $20, as you said, how is it going to reach the vulnerable truly in the refugee settlement in Nigeria? That's my question, sir.
Thank you. We are not asking the vulnerable, the refugees, to do contributions. No, we're asking Ambazonians here in the diaspora, especially in Europe, the USA and elsewhere, to support you on the ground. I'm talking about the distribution. When the interim government comes out there to distribute food, they expect that if they are coming to certain settlements, if you live in the vicinity and not in any of the camps, you walk there or you move there and take part in the distribution. Get your own portion. That's the only way, I guess, to do it. All right, let's get to the next caller here. Hello.
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 Hello, I can hear you.
Good evening, Secretary Chris, and greetings to Barrister Mungwa and Barrister Fru.
Good evening, sir. What is your contribution? Where are you calling from? Abakwa?
Yes, Abakwa. Yeah, I'm calling from Abakwa.
Okay, what is your contribution?
I think Southern Cameroon should learn from past things and not to fall into a pit like what is going to happen in University of Buea. You know, Wada, when liquidated, they deceived some of the CPDM politicians there in Wada, where some of them already said that the Wada was a kind of liability to them and not an asset. Deceived them, and the whole thing was liquidated, and they are not chaffing and crying for what they did. Same thing to Acha Annex. That was Acha Hospital, the eye department that was carried to Bafusha. And now the whole place has fallen down. The Presbyterian mission, I don't know the kind of mistake that I made to carry the Acha Annex to Bafusha. I'm saying this because I had a problem with my eyes that would have been operated in Acha, towards Njikwa.
Yeah.
The same problem that I had, one friend with whom I was working together had the same problem. We went to Acha where he paid 300 and something thousand francs to the Francophone people. But I went to Bingo Annex and I paid only 67,000 francs, and my two eyes were operated upon. I don't know why some of our people don't learn, because if that Acha Annex was still in Njikwa, toward Njikwa Road, that place would have developed. So many people that were passing to Babujan will come out, all the money they were supposed to spend.
So did Acha Hospital move out of Momo?
The eye department, yeah, the eye department that was so pronounced went to Bafusam, and it is still there now in Babujan. And find that the Presbyterian Christians themselves leave Baminda and even leave the Acha itself, and they go to Bafusam.
And for what reason did they move it to Bafusam?
I don't know. This I was having Cameroon, they don't let. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know how they deceive them.
Okay, hold on, caller. Hold on. Let Dr. Mungwa say something here. Go on, Dr. Mungwa.
I really welcome what that caller has said. It is a very important point. Let me tell you, it was a basic deceit. Can you imagine that the Acha hospital that served Southern Cameroons with a very efficient eye department, they came and told the administrators that, listen, the road to Acha is so bad. Let us take it to Bafusam where access is better. Instead of fixing the road so that more people should come to Acha, they preferred abandoning it and taking it to Bafusam. So the access is better for who? For the
if it was an issue of the road, why didn't they take it to Mbengwe or just next door to Bamenda?
I'm telling you that that's how some of our politicians are so short-sighted. Even if that were the case, how much will it take to invest in that road when you have a capital investment in terms of an eye hospital in Acha? Don't they have the right to have had that road in order to develop that hospital?
And so that is the country of the Munas. That is the country of the Acha Rose. That is a country of the late SDF guy.
That's correct.
I've forgotten the name.
That gentleman has brought up a very important point. Just because of road, so they don't. For us, if it is not, if there's anything that is worthy, take it away. We cannot do any investment in your environment. But that is coming to bite them now. Let them bring their soldiers and see what is going to happen to them.
Yeah.
All right. People think that whenever you do something, you think you'll always win. One day, you discover that was a big error.
Barrister John.
So I welcome the comment that the caller just made. That's correct.
I will put the blame totally on the Presbyterian Church. Their quest for money. Let me tell you, that hospital in Acha has been there for years, even before I was born. And everybody around this country, including Francophones, were going there. The question of road did not apply. They wanted to make more money. They took it to Bafusam so that they can charge more Francophones will come there. There will be many Francophones, and the mission of the church in that area was defeated. I blame the Presbyterian
So that is
Church.
lack of
I don't
corporate
know who the
responsibility.
moderator was then, but that is the fact.
It's very unfortunate what we have been through in our own country. Let me get to the next caller here, please. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cameroon.
You mean La République du Cameroon or what?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Precisely where? Which county?
Okay, I'm coming from Chang.
Okay. And what is your contribution, sir?
Mr. Chris, my contribution is I used to follow you on Facebook live. Hello.
I'm hearing you. Go on.
Okay, as a renowned journalist, as a Secretary of State for Communication in Amazonia, I think you should not give information from a hearsay. Pierre is very, very, very alive. I'm sorry to say this. Pierre is very, very, very alive.
What are your proofs?
As a reporter.
Are you a reporter?
Yes, I'm a reporter.
For what media?
I'm a freelance photographer.
Okay.
So those images, they are not mounted. Those are clear images. There's nothing else. Hello.
Yes. Go on. Hearing you.
Yes, Gay is very, very alive. Those are not images.
However, you don't disagree with the fact that until we see him tomorrow addressing Semak, right? Do you have a problem with that?
He may not be there, but he's
why would he not be there when other heads of states are gathering in his home?
I'm just suggesting. I'm just guessing that he may not be there. But
Why would you think he will not be there?
Oh well, okay. Maybe he will not be. His health situation is very, very critical, but he is alive.
Why are you vouching for him, for his health situation? Why?
Mr. Chris, what I want just to say is that as a renowned journalist.
No, stop saying renowned journalist. I'm asking you the question. Why do you vouch so much for him? You live in Chang, not even in Douala or Yaoundé.
I'm giving you the right information.
From who? What is your source?
I'm giving you the right information.
All right, listen, thanks for the call. I hear you. Let's wait and see tomorrow what happened. You have a great night, sir. But Sir John, this must be ticking you off.
No. He has a right. He has a right to his opinion. Let's wait for tomorrow.
But he doesn't have a right to his facts.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the next caller here. Oh, hello. 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 Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Mizam County.
Okay, and what is in your mind, sir?
Yes, I have two things to talk on. I have to talk about the arrival of Jim Voodoo.
Okay.
And about the lockdown you are talking of.
Yes, briefly so that others can call. You have only 1 minute.
Yeah, I will talk about Jim Voodoo.
Yes, go on.
All those things. Yes, all those things are fabrication, as Dr. Fuso has been always saying. All those things are fabrication. What do you expect from the regime in Yaoundé to say? They say it's meetings to be held in Yaoundé tomorrow. The journalists, they should stage such a scenario to make us believe that the president must have returned home for that meeting. And definitely tomorrow they will say, the president returned, but he was tired or he was sick or this, and other stories will be recounted. We should not allow ourselves to be deceived. We should not allow ourselves to be deceived. And then the second point again about the lockdown. That lockdown is very necessary. The only thing which is at stake is that the interim government has not been told. That is where they are worries. If not, we are ready for that lockdown. That the entire Amazonian land should be locked down because they go into our interior parts of the land, kill our people. So I think the lockdown should really take place. What we want from Santa Matasm to anywhere in Amazonia should be locked down. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the call. You have a great night there. Let's get to the next caller here. I've taken this caller before, no need going back there. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, give us a call. Let's know what is in your mind. Let's get this caller somewhere from Europe. Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah? Hello?
May I know where you are calling from, sir?
Yeah, I'm calling in Italy.
Can you raise your voice or get closer to your phone, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Italy.
From Italy, okay. And what is your contribution?
Yeah, about the economic sabotage. Yeah, hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go on.
Yes, about the economic sabotage,
Sir, you are breaking.
Hello?
Go on, I can hear you.
Yeah?
That is not a steady line, gentlemen. Let me get to other callers. Hello.
Yeah, what do you say?
Yes, please, go on. Your line was breaking.
Yeah, concerning the economic sabotage, that what Barrister John Fru was saying, and Dr. Abunga, what my own idea is like, I don't know what all those bridges, all those small bridges that they are linking from various towns, they keep them. They need to put all those bridges down. I think if there is, because for our protection of our citizen and our restoration forces, I think all those bridges, like we know this is the call, whether it's Nation Corp or whatsoever is coming, whether it's what in Limbe, they're supposed to start now. Those bridges from Boya, linking Boya to Mutengene, all they need to be go down. They need to be down. Everything, those the road that they are linking from the Saudi zone, from Northern zone, from Meme, they need to put all those bridges down because of those armor car. Because when they are coming, our restoration are fighting them. They will not get them because of those bridges. Because their trucks will come and stay behind. Then we'll know when we can target them. That is my own contribution, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Your opinion. We don't discuss strategy on television, but that is your opinion. Thank you for the call. Let's get to the next caller. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Please turn down the volume of your television. Turn down the volume of your television. Focus on the phone.
Yeah, hello?
Hello. Go on, please.
Yeah, good evening, Chris. I'm calling from the Scandinavian country. I'm Didi.
Okay, sir.
First, I would like to thank you for your monologue.
Thank you.
I would like to appreciate you for it was wonderful. There's one thing I want to say regarding the UB Akonolinga.
Yes.
If you go memory lane, there was no polytechnic in Yaoundé. The polytechnic we have in Yaoundé today was in Bambili.
Okay.
Aijo district, yes, there was no polytechnic in Yaoundé. The polytechnic was in Bambili.
Ejo deceived Foncha that they had to transfer it to Yaoundé, and then he promised Foncha that the language of instruction was not going to change. The Polytechnic was transferring all the Anglophone students that were there, or certain Cameroonian students that were there, to Yaoundé. When it arrived Yaoundé, Aijo said they were going to make it a bilingual Polytechnic. Then from there, he changed his mind, said they were going to be teaching in French. And what finally happened was that all the Southern Cameroonian students that were carried from Bambili to Yaoundé dropped out because they could not meet up with the French language. And they finally converted the thing to Polytechnic that we see in Yaoundé today. It was an Anglophone idea, there was no Polytechnic in Yaoundé. Do your findings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That is new information that we're getting from you today. Thank you. Right.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay, let's see who next is on the call. Okay, let me take one more call and then I will focus now on the calls for these refugees. Barrister John, Dr. Mungwa, we take one more caller before I let you go. Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, sir?
I'm calling from La Republique.
From La Republique, precisely what town?
Just beside the Lions Den.
Just beside the Lions Den. Okay. What is your contribution?
I've been following you for long. What I just want to say is I wish you should accept that caller who just called about, let's say, for announcing the death of the old man like that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be, I've always kicked against that, and even comment last time that you don't have evidence. And we respect you people. You should not comment on useless like that. They are not useless, but we know if it is true, it will not hide. So please, let you people not suggest always things like that, because we respect ABC TV. We are following you. We are brothers. We are IDPs here. We follow you every day. And what I want to say again is that you people should not allow this fight, because if they defeat you people, we are dead.
So tell me, what you know, what authority do you have to think that this is not true? Of course, I have asked for an apology in that which Barrister John doesn't really think is the right thing to do. But again, as a reporter, if you get it wrong, you call it and you apologize, which is what I have done on behalf of ABC. However, we are saying here that tomorrow is when we really can tell whether Mr. Bia is alive or dead. There is absolutely no reason why he should not. If he is in the country and alive, there is no reason why he should not be showing up at that SMAC conference tomorrow. When we see him there tomorrow, I can agree with you totally that the man is not dead but alive. So, but if you hold to the contrary, what is your evidence? What information do you know? Hello. I think I lost that caller. All right.
Can I just make a comment there?
To you.
Oh, okay. Can I make a comment?
Barrister John.
You know.
No, Dr. Mongwa, please.
Okay. Just to refer to what the last caller said, the idea of Bia not being alive was not construed just by ABC.
Correct.
From Francophone media, even the French journalists and many other sources have. Why is he putting it on us as if Bia now is not dead, then we'll all be dead? I mean, that's, to me, this is the fear mongering that has been spread among the Ambazonian community. We think that when we say something that the Francophones don't like, they'll come and just kill us. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely bull. We shouldn't succumb to such bullying. We did not create it. We did not. So they're going to kill the French as well. They're going to kill the Francophones as well because they said it. That's rubbish. We shouldn't even accept such attitudes here. This is it's a free country. That's what we are trying to build here. A democratic country where you have a right to your opinion. If you happen to be wrong, you should be a gentleman to come out and say, oh, I'm sorry. It shouldn't be the reason for you to be killed.
Well, it's one thing to have an opinion. It is one thing to make it news. When you make it news and it is not correct, if you are a professional, you must withdraw it and possibly apologize for it, which is what we're trying to do here. However, as you have said, we are not the only people who have announced Paul Biya's death. Radio France Internationale and French Cameroon news agencies have reported that also. So we withdraw it because we go by what they want us to believe is the real thing, which is his arrival in Yaoundé yesterday, allegedly. But again, tomorrow is not far. Barrister John.
Yes, I can understand the caller because he's an IDP right there. He's afraid of persecution. But let me inform him that the first person who announced the death of Pierre is a francophone from Paris called La Panthère. At the very March 2020, La Panthère was the first to have now announced the death of Mr. Pierre, followed by RFI. And then RFI announced it, and a week after, I don't know what kind of manipulation took place. They withdrew
it, yeah.
They withdrew it. Look, let my comrade in Yaoundé stay safe, and he may not even call us. He's afraid that they will say that, oh, Ambazonians are now announcing that the president is dead and so on. We are not the only ones announcing. We have just taken it in the middle. But from my standpoint, I knew it since March 25th, 2020. So it was not ABC. I take responsibility for that.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I think I will let you go, and I will take a few phone calls just for Hope Relief Foundation. Barrister John, Dr. Mungwa, thank you. I hope to have you next time. This was very, very enriching. And God bless you, sirs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, nice so ladies and gentlemen, right there in front of you on the screen, you have the email and the Cash App information for you to donate, support our refugees in Nigeria. I really want, if you have made a donation, text it. Let me know that you've made a donation. Text me your information on this number. I will just read it out. I want to see at least out of almost 900 people that I'm seeing here right now watching by way of Facebook, and there are also, I don't know how many are watching on YouTube. I want to see there are over 200 watching on YouTube. So please, I am pleading with you today. Go use this information. Use this donation information, and please support our refugees. Make your donation. If you are using Zelle, you use Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com. You're using Cash App. Unfortunately, for those in Europe, you don't use Zelle, no Cash App, unfortunately. But I think right there on the timeline, ABC timeline, there is information for you to use in the supporting the refugees. So, but if you're in the USA, Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com, or for Cash App, the $ Hope Relief Foundation. Those are the various means by which you can make a donation right now to support Ambazonian refugees. Please make your donation. Send me your information right now. $20, $25, $30, $50, $100. again, would go a long way to put food on the table of our refugees in Nigeria. That is the payment information. That is the payment information right there on your screen. Go ahead, make your payment, send me your information. I will read your name. If you don't want me to read your name, but at least I will read your number so that you know it is an acknowledgement that we receive your payment. Go ahead and do that, please. Somebody writes, the blocking of the Metazem-Bamenda road is necessary, but it seems there is no hiding place for our boys. Well, we will let them to make that call to decide that. For now, we will work with Bali. We are not in Matazam yet. So again, please go ahead and support our refugees. Make a call, give them $10, give them $20, $30, $50, $100, so that they may be able to put food on the table, ladies and gentlemen. They can put food on the table. Please, please, please support them. Support our refugees. All right. Okay. Yes, sir. I hope I am in at the right platform for making refugee support. Yes, sir. You are on the right platform. You are on the right platform. Go ahead. Use the information you find on the screen. Use the information on your screen to make your payment. The information is right there on the screen. Thank you for your kind gesture to our refugees. I am waiting to see people sending me their payment receipt so that I can acknowledge their payments. Good evening, Secretary Chris. I especially want to thank you for your humble self and the work you are doing. With you, there is hope. With you, it is a struggle, not a revolution. With you, Ayabacho, we have shame. Just a matter of time. With you, freedom is near. Watching from Menchum County, and good night. Good night, sir. Thank you for the message. Again, ladies and gentlemen, support the refugees. Support the refugees. Just wanted to confirm the payment information for refugees as to which payment details to use. Writing from Germany. Okay, yes, sir, you have the right payment details right here on the screen. So go ahead, use those details to make your payment. Again, no payment is too small. No payment is too small. $20, $50, $100 goes a long way. You know, a dollar in Nigerian naira is 500 naira. That is what it is. A dollar in Nigerian naira is 500 naira. So you multiply that, you see that your $20, your $50 easily adds up and put a lot of food on the table for those refugees. Okay. All right. I do not see any other messages coming up. Again, if you have made a payment, just forward me your receipt to the number you find on your screen so that I can acknowledge you. And I want you to know that payment is not coming to me. That payment goes to the Department of Health and Social Services here at the interim government. They are the ones helping the refugees out there in Nigeria. They are the ones taking care of support for our refugees in Nigeria. So when you make your payment, it goes directly into the account of the Department of Health and Social Services here at the interim government. Hi to you there in the studio. I am in Douala, and I wish to in my own way plead to. I want to in my own way plead to you that if you want to use support this struggle, let us be very serious and focus and stop making fake news about the death of Bia. I was at the airport yesterday and I saw him alive with my own eyes. So you people should help us with information that will progress the struggle, for it will also encourage us to support whatsoever they need be. You are a liar. You were not at any airport. I don't know any Ambazonian who will drive from Yaoundé to go to the airport to go and welcome Paul Biya coming from foreign land. You are lying. Okay, all right. Let me take this other message. Okay, I am making my payment now by PayPal. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Yes, actually, you can use the same. I believe you can use this same email, hoperelieffoundation@gmail.com, to make a PayPal donation. It will come to HSS, Health and Social Services Department here at the interim government. Thank you, sir. Thank you from Germany. All right. Okay. Good evening, sir. Secretary Chris, watching from Maryland. So happy with what you guys are doing. Just that you guys killed 23 of our own children in Bui. What will you tell the people when we finally arrive in Boya? Just one of those black legs out there. You tried. It's a good try. All right. Let me see. I just made 2 payments of $15 each. I hope that helps. I am Godi. Thank you, Godi. Thank you, sir. God bless you. $30. That is quite a lot. Thank you. Please, if you've made your payment, I will be here for the next 5 minutes. If you made a payment, just send me a text message on the number you find on the screen. Let me know. Let me know that you made a payment. Thank you, Godi. I got another donation coming in. I already $50 through Ingi. No, that is good, Mr. UN. That is good, but I am talking about now, not about yesterday. I'm talking about now. Thank you. All right. I see another person here. Secretary Chris, I can't find the Cash App name. No, the Cash App name is Hope Relief Foundation. Just use the information, please, that you find on the screen. That is the information. The information on the screen. It is Cash App, and I mean the $, and the name there is Hope Relief Foundation. Hope Relief Foundation. That is for Cash App. Hope Relief Foundation at Gmail is for Zelle. For Zelle and PayPal. You can use any of them, please. Use any of them to send your information. Wonderful. Another person here has sent in. How much is that? I don't see the amount. Is not listed. The amount is not listed. The person sending in from with a phone number 281. I don't see the amount listed. Oh, how much is that? Oh, okay. Okay, yes, I see that. That is $10. Wonderful. Wonderful. Please just text your receipt. Take your receipt or text a short, send me a short text to know that you have chipped in something to support these refugees. Again, $10 is not small, ladies and gentlemen. 20, 25, 30, 150 is not small. I want to get a number of people before I leave this screen. We cannot have, again, YouTube is showing about over 200 people, and Facebook is showing close to 600 people. Please, 100 people can do something to assist these refugees. Please, I'm begging you, do something. And I say this because I know what it means to be a refugee. I know what it means to be a refugee. Hello, I'm writing from Brazil, Santos. I wish to thank you all for this encouragement to freedom. I am a student who has written exam 6 times, passed orals 6 times, but have never been admitted. So I hate the La République du Cameroon country for wasting my educational life. I would like to confirm if the payment information is correct. Yes, sir. The payment information on the screen is correct. Also, don't you have World Remit payment or bank transfers? Yes, if you are watching by way of Facebook, there is a bank transfer information posted pinned on the screen. Go to the comment column and you will find the bank transfer information. And thank you, and let's hope that we take back our country and your dreams of becoming a lawyer, a magistrate, an administrator gets fulfilled. All right, let me see. Let me see this other person here. Secretary Chris, I can't find the Cash App name. Oh, yes, I have done that, but the Hope Relief Foundation is not popping up. Well, I just don't know what to tell you. That is the only information that I have here. If you are watching by way of Facebook, check the other details on the Facebook wall, the comments section. You will see some information pinned there. May be different from what I have, I'm not sure, but please do so. And thank you for that. I am only, let me see who else is making a donation. All right. Let me say good evening. Our secretary, I'm in Mezam. Our problem is kidnapping from ADF here. We are begging on IG to help us. I can assure you, sir, that we are doing all that we can. In the recent times, we have seen the arrest of quite a number of those thugs in Bamenda belonging to the ADF. We will continue to do the best that we can to arrest that situation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end it here for tonight. I see that Facebook has shut us down again for a second time. However, I think we have exhausted our time for the day. And for those of you on Ground Zero, I want to thank you. This person said, please, so many things here. So many things have been going on in Moyoka, but nobody is doing anything. The mayor, with a collaboration with the XDO, are doing a lot in this LGA. Thank you for the information. When we get all the details, you can trust that the restoration forces will be on top of it. Okay, I see Sylvia Knapp with a donation of $50. A donation of $50 to Hope Relief Foundation. And she actually used Cash App, I believe, Cash App. So I don't know why the other comrade could not find Cash App in our own system. Sylvia is able to use Cash App with a donation of $50. God bless you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Let me see. Who is this? Hi, I just sent $22.59. $22.59 by PayPal transaction. That is from Germany. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Please, again, we have the payment information right there on the screen. Go ahead. I see that, again, we are having cut off by Facebook for a second time. But I appreciate you. I think there's another payment here, I guess. I see a payment, a PayPal payment of $35. $35 from phone number ending in 4123. 4123. Thank you very much for having the mind to help our refugees. Again, Facebook kind of shut us down. I see people trying to regather. That is okay. That is okay. Then, who is this? More grace, sir. Thank you. I see somebody. Hi, Secretary Chris. I love the show. Please always show those black legs so that we can help the restoration forces to track them down. I still remain a faithful citizen of Amazonia. I don't want to read your names. I am blah blah Bentley by name. Long live Amazonia and short live the struggle. God bless Amazonia. God bless you too, sir, and stay safe. All right. Let the guys of Cash App. Let the guys of Cash App, the spelling. What do you mean? The spelling is right there on the screen, sir. It is the $, Hope Relief Foundation. Again, $, Hope Relief Foundation. That is the Cash App information. Hi, Chris. The president asking Nigeria to help Amazonia forgot to remind them about the Abuja court judgment on the Amazonia. That's a whole different matter, sir. Thank you. Okay, I see UN has come back here with a $20 donation. Thank you, Mr. Ochibe, for our refugees. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless. All right. Let me see if anybody is coming in. Please, ladies and gentlemen, again, $10 isn't small. 20, 25, 30, 50 isn't small. Let us help our brothers and our sisters over there in Nigeria. I wish I could show you some of the beautiful images coming out of those refugee camps. I wish I could show you, bring you those images. They are pathetic, and I really mean pathetic. They will make you weep. They will send you weeping. If you can have an eye, put an eye on those images. They are not good to watch, and that is why I'm really spending time to see we can help those refugees. If we can raise only $1,000 at this moment, that can go a very long way to help the Department of Health and Social Services put some food on the table for these refugees. I will spend the next few minutes here hoping that you will chip in something. Please chip in something. Let us help our brothers and our sisters in these refugee camps. Please, let us do so. Let us do so before I leave. Let us do so before I leave. Go ahead and make those donations. Go ahead, make those donations. Let us support our brothers, our sisters. Again, the images coming from there are not good. They are sad. They are pitiful. Please do something. Look at that. Look at that. Look at where they are sleeping. No bedding. No bedding. Look at that, and look at how old that mother is, ladies and gentlemen. Please be kind enough. Do something. Chip in something right now. Let us see, we can wipe their tears just for a little bit. We cannot do everything for them because it is practically impossible to do it. But we can wipe their tears a little bit. We can wipe their tears a little bit. Please, look at where they live. Tarpaulin houses. Please call, use the information there on the screen. For Zelle, you have Hope Relief Foundation at gmail.com, and for Cash App, you have the $, Hope Relief Foundation. And you can also use that email address for PayPal. For PayPal. Let me see. And when you make your payment, again, send me your receipt or information using the phone number you see. Let me acknowledge your payment. Let me acknowledge your payment. Ladies and gentlemen, please do so. Okay. A payment has come in the amount of $50. Wonderful. From the phone number ending in 1350. Phone number ending in 1350. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for that payment. Again, if you've made a payment, let me know. Just drop me the information. Somebody right here. I'm writing from Manchester. Professional football from Manchester, under 19. I love my nation, Amberland. We will win. Wish to verify where I can get information for bank transfers, please. Thank you, comrade. Thank you, and God bless you. If you are watching by way of Facebook, you will see some payment information, bank transfers, bank account, and the routing number, and everything is there pinned on the screen. You can use that information to do a bank transfer. And you can also use the email address. The email address, Hope Relief Foundation. Hope Relief Foundation, to make a payment to our refugees. Now, I think I have another payment come in for $30. Thank you, ma'am. A payment for $30 coming from the phone number ending in 7701. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. Again, coming from phone number ending with 7701 for $30. Wow, another one just dropped in again from the phone number ending in 8328 in the amount of $50. In the amount of $50. Thank you. Thank you. I can appreciate all of you enough. We cannot see these kind of images coming from our own in refugee camps and not do anything, ladies and gentlemen, and not do anything. Please go ahead and send in something and support us and support the refugees. Okay, so please okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just receiving a statement here from La République du Cameroon stating that the president of La République du Cameroon will be at the CEMAC conference taking place tomorrow. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. That is a press statement coming from somewhere Ayolo Mvondo. Somewhere Ayolo Mvondo, that Paul Biya, le président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, présidera au palais de l'unité au visionnel. I don't know French, but they are saying Paul Biya himself will preside over their conference tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. That is interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to, if you are still making your payment, do that quickly before I drop. In the next 5 minutes, I will be calling it a day. I will be calling it a day here. So if you have made a payment and you want me to read it, you want me to acknowledge it, please go ahead and make it. Let me take this caller. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, good evening or afternoon, sir.
Yes, I sent it $30.
Thank you. I saw it and I just read it. Thank you. We really appreciate it. God bless you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. Again, if you've made payment, I have 4 more minutes before I go. Drop that information. Drop that information. Let me acknowledge your payment before I leave. If you made a payment, drop your information and let me acknowledge it before I leave. Okay, somebody, I think, had just sent a cash app payment. I think this must be a receipt. However, I don't see the amount. This is coming from phone number ending in 4753. Phone number ending in 4753. Please let me know the amount that you have donated. And if you are still trying to send your own acknowledgement payment, I mean your own receipt, so that we can acknowledge you, that is the phone number. That is the phone number you want to use. For the phone number ending in 4753, thank you. Let us know the amount that you have donated, because your text here does not indicate the amount. Info Kabe. God bless you. Let's know the amount. Okay, I think there is another payment here. Is it a payment? Let the guys of Cash App, Hi Chris, the president. Oh, I think I've read it. Some payment on the chart. Oh, some payment on the chart. Okay. Let me see. I see. Okay, I see actual Bua. Damien just made a payment of $15. God bless you. God bless you, sir. God bless you. I appreciate that. Wonderful. Is there another one? Oh, I see somebody, Joshua Chick, just donated $100 by Cash App. This is powerful. Thank you, comrade. God bless you for taking care of our refugees. That is so good to hear. And is there any other payment that I'm not seeing? I see. Okay, now I read this one from Achur. $15. Okay, and who else? Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I will call it a day here. Right now, I want to thank all of you, those of you who have supported this refugee cause. I think there's another payment here. I have paid $20. That is coming from Mr. I will read the first name, Richard. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your payment. God bless you. All right. So, having said so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you so much for staying put. It's been a long day. I see another payment from Tendong Keng. That must be a BLM name. I have made a payment of $20 through Cash App. Beautiful. Thank you, sir, and God bless you too. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a day here. Please, but I will encourage you, please go ahead if you can. Continue to support those refugees. There's another payment that just came in for $25 by PayPal with a phone number ending in 0860. Thank you, and again, we really appreciate it. Bless you. Is there another one through Cash App? Okay, from another person. All right. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we really appreciate you for your generosity towards our refugees. I hope that you reap the reward of it. If you have not yet chip in something, we're not asking for so much. We're not asking for so much. If you haven't chipped in something yet, again, the payment information is right there on the timeline here on Facebook. You can go back anytime to make a payment. All right. Oh, somebody is saying I should stay a bit. Mercy Enjoy says, Secretary Chris, stay a bit. All right, I will stay to the top of the hour. That is 8 more minutes. I will stay to the top of the hour, and I will call it a day. In the meantime, this is the phone number, ladies and gentlemen. If you have made your payment, just send me the payment information for me to acknowledge you, or you can drop it right here on the Facebook timeline. If you made a payment, send it on the Facebook timeline, and I will acknowledge your payment. I will acknowledge your payment. Now the payment information again is I put it on the screen. Go ahead, make that payment. I see. Again, you have the payment information right there on the screen. Go ahead, use that information. The email address you find there is good for PayPal and is also good for Cash App. No, for Zelle. The email information you find on the screen is good for PayPal and is good for Zelle. And then the Cash App information is right there with a $ Hope Relief Foundation. Hope Relief Foundation. And if you have made a payment, please, I have 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes to go. I am sitting here for those refugees out there in Nigeria. I am seated here on their behalf. Please help them, support them, support them. Look at where they pass the night. Look at where they pass the night. No beddings. We don't know how they eat. We just don't know how they eat. What we are doing here, there is no contribution that can be enough to assist these people. What we are doing here is just our widow's mite. So please, go ahead and support them. Let's support them. Look at that room, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the floor. Look at where one of our brothers is sitting. That is the bed. There is no mattress, only a piece of mat to cover the floor. This is pathetic. This is very, very pathetic. This is what war can do to a people. Please, do not just see these images and sigh and wave your hands of surrender. Do something. Let us help these people. Let's hear what this man is saying in this.
So hello, fellow brothers and sisters out there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here at the Okende refugee settlement today, the 14th of August, 2021. And here is one of our fathers. This is one of the community leaders, and you can imagine where he's sleeping. He don't have mattress. You can see they say there are many of them in this settlement like this that they don't have mattress. You can imagine his age. Pa is almost about 60 years old. And Pa don't even have mattress. This is Pa's room. This is Pa's room in the settlement where he's sleeping. So this is all that you can see that Pa have in his house. So just to manage the living. So please, brothers and sisters out there, if you are come in to assist Pa with a mattress, Pa, what do you think? Say if they want come in for can assist you, what do you think? Say they feel assist you with?
The video mattress now. We chop.
Okay.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the sound system. I am still here because, again, I've lived this life. I lived this life in 1994 in Lagos, Nigeria. I slept on the floor, just as this part that you see here. I slept on a piece of mud. And there were days I didn't know what I was going to eat. I live at the mercies of people, running away from this regime in Yaoundé. And so I say this because I know what these men, these women are going through. Some have died because they couldn't find food to eat. So please, again, the payment information is right there on the screen. And if you have made a payment, let me know. Let me know. Let me acknowledge your payment. I see some payments have come in here. Let me see. I have just 1 minute left to go. I have just 1 minute left to go, but I see $50 coming from the person with the phone number ending in 4723. Thank you, sir or ma'am. Thank you. Really appreciate it. God bless you. I also see, I think, a payment in the amount of $20 coming from Imba. Wonderful. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Again, if you have made a payment, drop the information on the timeline on Facebook, or drop it on right on this WhatsApp number here. I see. Okay, it says I am muted. All right. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think I will call it here for the day. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God protect all of you. We will get there. We will get to Amazonia. There is a $100 donation sent in that just dropped in, like indulgences dropping in the I mean, like offering dropping in the payment. I don't know what to describe that better. No, the Catholic Church payment of indulgences. All right, so we got $100 just dropped in from Inco, all the way from Italy. Bless you, sir. Thank you. $38 just dropped in from Canada, from the phone number ending in 1676. 1676. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, I want to go, but you guys just keep on holding me here with your donations dropping in, like money dropping in the offertory. Okay, thank you, but whatever the case, I wish you all a very, very good night.
Boom, 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 boom. Et peut-être du James encore. N'aboro Koripe. Nungomo. Comment? Bato eba subo roko yima se roko e. Se rono konye nyago se mokana nye kenye wo. Keni roko kenyango nye kenye. Bato eba subo roko yima se roko. Se rono konye nyago se mokana nye kenye wo. Keni roko kenyango nye kenye. Ouais. Mamweni deniye deniye deniye. Deni sokani nyango nye deniye. Oroko deniye deniye deniye. Deni sokani nyango nye deniye. Mande mango masi wadi tete kone wo paradi. Oroko moto na moko. Abena mbonge bakugubi mabatanga. Ekombe barondo bananga. Barondo baliko bakoko. Corona barombi. Ise moto moko Miango marofoni. Dembo marueri. Yokori umara kake. Na bane bawi sangele. Na koro. Moto asuna kafenda. Ise basuzo moto na moko. Male. Matane koneri Nanjumae. Yeah. Ewa kona ngambo. Tomate boye. Onyona bema beni. Mame mora ketete. Seba moroko. Dosa koroko. Domwene ise mene. Domwene. Chacho. Domwene ise mene o. Domwene. Was. Akonjo. Kumbani. Aikondo banyo. Wa. Asano biko. Wasane kale. Rapatisi na kwa. Roti. Umani. Sankani. Dimani. Sankani. Dimani. Hey. No mama kote. Ngana ngana nyongoi. Ora moyongwane. Okatore njayemo. Domani rime. Ngana moto mokoi. Domate mindako. Okambina ekoko. Itangi masusu. Isari takae. Matoba oroko. Ise moto mokoi. Akoba oroko. Ise moto mokoi. Akoba oroko. Ise moto mokoi. Noka kunde ndaba Ise moto mokoi. Noka kunde ndaba Ise moto mokoi. Pameni ise na ise wo. Ise na ise. Oroko ise na ise. Ise na ise. Ise na ise wo. Ise na ise. Pameni ise na ise. Ise na ise. Ise na ise wo. Ise na ise wo. Ise na ise. Ise na ise wo. Ah, sema susu moto na boko. Motaka sumependa. Let us learn to help each other. Wari yesu kuya mokere. Hakesere wabuwo. Uya moneke fa moto wasaru wakahema. Oroko let us love each other. Ise na ise. Ise na ise wo. Ise na ise. Ise na ise wo. Yeah. Bato basusu bayake basake mosaki mwasu mende comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. That's right. Ima bato basusu bayake basake mosaki mwasu mende comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Ima comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Bato basusu bayake basake mosaki mwasu mende comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. That's right. Ima bato basusu bayake basake mosaki mwasu mende comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Ima comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Mosaki mwasu mende. Yeah. Kuba. Oroko pilas de oboso. Go. Basusu bayake basake mosaki mwasu mende comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Ima comme ça. Comme ça, comme ça. Ima wabase warobo. Ile mori bidaye. Na wamine King Solomon. Amutata nakabana ba Israel. Amungeri beni belatie. Amutata nakabana ba Dikono. base ya borito Amo base ya borito Oh, we.
Banene ba direko Unduti ya babori Ifoso Data Chief Sakwe Cyril Asu Mambuka Rikumi Yata Pilangwe Peter Nanje Munene wa direko Masoma Sama Sakwe George Dr. Thompson Mambe Masoma Nenye Matata Iya Sakani Na Reverend Dr. Sami Saleh Sango Mudi Spanos Ose Masoma Iya
Obase ya rodito Obase ya rodito Obase ya rodito Obase ya rodito Ingerise be mwana wasuwe Ingerise mwana wasuwe Ori karasa kwe siri Ama wasebe morio wasuwe
Oje Bario Data Chief Cyril Sakwe Mbane mbimo hii Aha, okay Ndiga mavinge Kono
Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Rempio wasuo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Wasu Sakwe Chief Cyril Asu Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Ima keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele
Eburia Iya Komani Oli kamerama Posana Bamonio Jopani Rosa Kenyengo Moya Male Nosaka Makamchi Sakwe Akunda Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo
Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele
Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo
Okakele Keke bapete bakasa ni biyongo Okakele Lato Moke waibai ayake na batu Lato
Você na Savamula John Fosse Iroko Oje Pario Nanya Quinto Camo na Mamba Luis Koloni Matowasake Matowari Komeo Tamene Nindwake Domani Sakani
Mayo, Mabulo de Closir, Amai, Akara Momorabe.